Frank Tasker and his theories on pigeon throat structure. Frank Tasker, 1918 to 2007, was one of the most renowned and influential figures in the world of pigeon racing and breeding in the 20th century. Based in England, Tasker made his name as an incredibly successful racer, breeder, and writer who won countless awards and honors over a decades-long career. He is particularly known for placing great emphasis on the throat structure of pigeons and developing detailed theories around how to assess and grade the throat when selecting breeding and racing birds. Tasker's focus on the throat. A key facet of Tasker's breeding philosophy was his intense focus on the structure and features of a pigeon's throat, known as the throat curtain or wattle. Tasker believes strongly that the shape, size, symmetry and details of the throat curtain were reliable indicators of a pigeon's potential racing ability and capacity for respiratory endurance. This idea became known as throat theory amongst pigeon flyers. Where other breeders looked most closely at traits like wing shape, eye sign, and body type, Tasker considered the throat curtain structure paramount in selecting quality birds. In Tasker's view, the perfect racing pigeon throat exhibited a thin, pencil-like vertical line running straight down the middle of the throat curtain. He considered this perfectly symmetrical and minimalist structure as evidence of maximum respiratory efficiency and capacity. Tasker's throat theory graded pigeons on a 10-point scale, with only those birds achieving a grade of 10 considered flawless. He went as far as arguing that breeding cocks must score a perfect 10 to be worthwhile, while hens could be slightly more leniently graded down to a 7 or 8. Key aspects Tasker would analyze included the width of the central throat line, the symmetry between left and right sides of the curtain, the lack of creases or blemishes, and the overall coloration. Light pink was ideal. He believed that any pigeon lacking an exemplary throat would be limited in its racing ability and endurance. As he wrote, "A pigeon with a defective throat is like a human athlete with asthma." His theories dictated that the perfect throat with a thin central line provided maximum airway capacity and oxygenation critical for peak athletic performance. He also felt the throat revealed innate constitutional strength or weakness in a bird. Horizontal lines and fret marks. Another important aspect of Tasker's throat theory related to the appearance of horizontal fret marks across the throat curtain. Tasker argued that such markings indicated a pigeon had been under extreme stress and performed beyond its natural capacity. Even a single faint line suggested the bird had reached its limit. More pronounced horizontal lines were interpreted as confirmation the pigeon had been pushed dangerously far beyond its physiological limits. Tasker took this as irrefutable evidence that a pigeon was no longer fit to continue racing or to breed from. He advised immediate retirement from the loft for any bird after molting still exhibited fret marks or horizontal throat lines from extreme exertion. Timing and technique. To accurately assess the throat, Tasker emphasized the importance of proper timing and technique. Throats could only be accurately graded, in his view, in November after the molt was fully complete. Younger birds under 6 months should never be tested as their throat was still developing. The pigeon must be calm and still for examination, so he recommended locking all birds in their boxes overnight before throat checking them in the morning. Once the beak was opened, Tasker advised waiting 5 full seconds for the throat curtain to settle before making any judgment. He warned against hastily analyzing the throat before allowing time for the flesh to fully relax. Tasker's influence and legacy. Through his books, articles, and lectures, Tasker pushed throat theory to the forefront of pigeon breeding selection principles in the mid-late 20th century. His unrivaled success as a flyer and breeder gave him guru-like authority. Many prestigious flyers and champion lofts around the world adopted Tasker's intense focus on the throat as the prime indicator of racing potential. But Tasker's throat emphasis was also controversial and divisive. Critics argued it was overvalued compared to other traits, and dismissed throat structure as a mythical distraction. Some suggested fret marks could be caused by factors other than exertion, and questioned basing so much on the throat alone. Despite such critiques, throat theory as championed by Tasker remains highly influential globally today. Most modern breeding lofts still employ some form of throat examination and grading as standard practice. Yet even among followers, the degree of emphasis on the throat compared to other traits remains debated. Lofts today draw from Tasker's principles but blended with a more balanced, nuanced approach less fixated on any single trait like the throat. Nonetheless, Frank Tasker's throat-focused breeding theories undeniably transformed pigeon selection practices and beliefs for generations since. Whether one views his throat emphasis as visionary insight or overzealous folly, it marked a pivotal moment in the breeding world. The wise, winning methods of this pigeon racing icon still reverberate both in defense and critique right up to present day. His throat theories, though contested, shaped the modern sport. Types of pigeons, how to train them, and how to race them. Another key factor is practice. You'll need to be able to fly your pigeons competently in order to win races. And, of course, you'll need to have the funds to invest in racing pigeons and other racing equipment.